Okay, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Thank you for everyone for being here. Call the meeting to order. Any discussion or will of the minutes, last month's minutes, everyone has a copy. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to look at it. Okay, there's a change on number 7, adjournment. My name is misspelled. If you can just correct that, okay? Other than that, there's been a move to accept the minutes. Second, okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We'll go back to under minutes. I was just noticing my last.
No citizen comments?
No.
Okay. Discussion of additional marquees for both libraries.
Yes, that'll be me. But before I do that, I want to recognize. Sorry. As an outgoing board member. And just if I may share, she has expressed interest in working on another project with us in the future. So as a patron, so.
Thank you so much. Sweet.
So as you know, the board last year, 2 years ago, helped us design brand new marquee. You know what you could.
Right. Sorry.
Decided to do marquee for each branch, his respective color, the purple color at the southmost branch, the green color at the main branch. And so going with the same thing, we're gonna put this a monument on the back side of the library. On the left side, you will see that's where more or less, I don't know if it's portion or not, but that's gonna be what the marquee will be at the southmost on Manzano side. We decided that almost it's the same pattern with the library, the same wording, and make it symbolizing an L. Put in the logo on the bottom base and southmost branch, and the same thing on the right side at the main branch. At the main branch, obviously the back side has 2 entrances, so to save money, we're gonna put in the middle of the two entrances. So this is what we decided, and this is based on, this is something that I'm gonna share with you, and we didn't put it in the agenda, is we, as a library, received over $151,000 from the clothing of the library foundation, which was existed even before I got here. The foundation and its members was from 100, and the last time I checked, before they dissolved, it was 3 board members. And so the board members, this money has been everywhere, literally. It has been in the state of Texas under unclaimed, because there was money left. Just as a point of reference, we talked about the fence, the foundation with the fence. That was the last expenditure they did in 2007 or 2006. After that, there was no activity. Board members left. Part of my comment passed away. And so that money was unclaimed. So the banks in the state said it was unclaimed money. So there was money was out there. Finally, at the urging of myself and previous director, we got them together, and they finally, Rusty Bouchot, who's the president of the Lone Star Bank, he was able to convince the state that it's the foundation money. So they got together, they met several times, the 3, we had a quorum, and basically they got the money back, and their last decision was to dissolve and give this money to the library for the sole purpose and only for library services. The biggest concern is that they make sure that nobody else got it but the library. So you know the budget, city budget, after the year, if we don't spend it, we lose it, it goes back to general fund. In this situation, it was special to our budget, so even if we don't spend it, it keeps in the special account. So on the 51,000, we separated 30,000 for the monument. So sorry, I have a little bit of code. So that's gonna be those 2, then some amount for furniture and the other amount for what, Brenda? As furniture and special study area.
Yes.
So special study area. So
What was the total?
151,900. Just to be sure. 151,900.
And what is the monument?
Huh?
What monument will it be? Oh, that's.
Those are called monuments. When it's in the floor, that's a monument.
Oh, okay.
The marquee is when it's up high.
Oh. You know.
So, yeah,
I was thinking of a step.
yeah.
And I, with the whole
Those are common.
I'm wondering, the money that became available,
Mhm.
does that do anything as far as funding that you receive from the city? Does that, oh, but wait a minute,
No,
you got.
that does not affect at all, but it does help our
Great,
services.
it's
No, that's,
extra, okay.
no, the thing is not that way. We are protected by the state, ma'am. The state is required the city have a certain amount of money for us. We cannot go under, based on our service population. So we have to have a certain amount, if not, we're not accredited. And I don't think it will be good for, say, the Brownsville Public Library is unaccredited.
Yeah.
So even to the point that I have to have my degree, at accredited university, certain amount of hours, it's a lot of stuff, and Ms. Guy is aware of that.
Yes.
And so we have to have certain amount of librarians for every $550,000 population served, so we're covered that way. Now, obviously, if there's no money, there's no money, but it's not perfect. In other words, the city management cannot take away money. But we have to use it wisely, obviously, and I think one thing that we do, this only helps us that would have taken 3 or 4 years to do this. We're gonna do it little by little. Everything we've done, we work out, we take part in work with our budget. We have a strategic, we do things by little, but this would make it faster. Yeah, but we're, in the future, we would have bought one thing first, another year, set, another one, then all that stuff. So that answer. So this is what we decided, and I hope the board is okay with that.
Like the colors, very attractive.
Yeah.
It's just that I mentioned.
Yeah, and after that, we're gonna be adding some fountain lights to light up at night, you know. So there's lights on the above. Especially the top where the new poles, main, there's no power, so there's no light, but we're gonna put some lights to illuminate it at night. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Do we need a motion on it? And just-
No, we just wanted for you to
Okay.
to see what's, and obviously, at least I answered the question about what is the monuments, you know.
Right? Now I know.
Okay, moving on to library report. Adult services.
Hi, thank you so much. Good afternoon. Thank you, everybody. My name is Jose, and it's amazing how it's almost the end of the year. So I'm going to tell you all exactly what we've done the month. So in the last few months, I actually went ahead and established 4 new relationships for the Little Libraries. Jubilee Leadership Academy, Good Neighbor Settlement House, the Bob Clark Social Service Center, and I finally found Stable Gardens. I finally found it. On my day off, I had that in the back of my mind. I said, I know Miss Bobby and I always talk about that. And I went on my day off, I said, where is it? And I finally found it. So I stacked it up. It's on the very bottom, right? Jubilee Academy, we're working with them and trying to establish their library. So it's great. They've been open arms. They want me to go every month and deliver. Good Neighbor Settlement. It was such a great response as well. So we're helping them build their libraries from scratch. It's a wonderful program. Because we want to go collaborate not only with BISD, but it's always BISD. Let's do it with other charter schools as well. And on top, just for fun, how people love the library, right there on top, that's the one on McNair Park that always gets a lot of traffic. Somebody placed graffiti on it. And it says, I believe it says Michael and Sandra love the library. So they're doing it for a good reason. Yeah, why not? You know. So I said, I gotta take a picture of it and show it to everybody. But yeah, so it's been going great. More than 300 plus books every time we go. The response from the community is overwhelmingly positive. So it's always a good thing.
Where do those books come from? Is it just surplus that y'all?
Donations, weeding, everything, almost everywhere. But we get a lot of support from the community, especially now that they see us, they see our vehicle all over the place, stopping at parks, the curiosity as to what they're doing. And then that what keeps the people going.
So there are books that are donated.
Mhm. Oh, yes. There are books that are donated from people just out of the blue. And of course, our computer classes, they finished already, but we will begin back in January 2024. We will begin again. So throughout the year, we stayed about from 12 to 18, 10 to 15 patrons. The highest number has been 20 that we've gotten. But of course, it winds down towards the very end. But it's been very successful. I know for next semester, we plan to go again, but what the patrons have requested. Canva's huge, PowerPoint, and Microsoft Word. Because what I've learned is that many of them have kids in school, and that's what they come home to, you know, they want to learn more about that. So we're gonna be stretching that a little bit further. Have them in section like part 1 or part 2. Here are some of the programs that we had a month ago. We had our first Fall into Giving. So that was a cooking contest for who would make the best cornbread. First, second, and third were great. But the first place winner won back to back. It was just, there's no words to describe that food.
Yeah,
even I had to pick on it.
recipe to share?
No, she didn't want to get the secret. It was a secret that went through generations. But she persuaded me at Central to have some. And I said, sure, why not?
That was fun.
I think so. Yes, and it was insanely good. So you missed it. But we had about 78 people here at Southmost and more than 200 people at Central that stopped by for that event. And it was also representing our local veterans too. So it was not only giving for our patrons, but also for our veterans. So we invite a lot of some veteran organizations. We collaborate with our veteran organizations. So it was very nice. It was very nice that we went out there. As you can see, there's just so many people out there having a good time. We've had our first adult services committee session. We had it. So we went out there and tried to grab as much information that we can from people as to what is their needs and wants. So we first started at Central with about seven to 8 people from the committee that were invited and just coming over. They actually let us know that they wanted more information, more programming on financing, budgeting, newspapers. So we'll be trying to collaborate with other places so they can come over and help us out with fulfilling their needs. And on the top right corner, she was a winner of our first NaNoWriMo writing program. That is a nationwide program that promotes creative writing, which is held during the month of November. So basically it's a safe space for future writers. And she was our first place winner. She wrote more than 1,200 words. Junior in high school. So I've spoken to her and she loves writing. So she's going in the right direction. And on the bottom, we also have other people that were interested too in NaNoWriMo. They're also winners as well. So overall, it's been a fun year for every single department. Our adult services has been growing and the response from the community has been great. But thank you again. Thank you for great support, for all your support. Thank you so much.
As far as question about budget and financial assistance, or who would you be going to for that as far as to help out? Is it a particular bank organization like Rusty is Lone Star National
Yeah,
Bank? and they
there's
have-
many options. We can involve even our own financial department. We can ask Rusty or anybody that maybe the universities, maybe some professors or some students that can do that. That's obviously, we're not gonna do it overnight. We need to make sure plan that is itinerary, a guideline as to what maybe the basic stuff. We can't assume that certain people know some terms.
Right.
So, but we definitely, this is at least an idea that that's what they want. We need to find different resources. Do you have any suggestions?
Lone Star National Bank.
Okay.
would be a good one.
Okay. Thank you. So, can you write that down? Any other questions? Yeah, I want to mention something that I just, we obviously honored Ms. Sardi. I want to let you know that Ms. Hernandez was reappointed last Tuesday. So thank you, Ms. Hernandez. And the 2 other vacancies, the commission tabled them for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll find out the other 2 boards that you feel we need next year. There's 2 more vacancies that we're going to be going, but the commission, we're not ready to select. Because now every commissioner selects somebody, and so Commissioner Macias was not ready to make an appointment, and Mayor was not ready to make an appointment. And Mr. Cardenas nominated Ms. Hernandez. So I just wanted you to know that hopefully next month we should be at full quorum, at full strength.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia.
Any other questions on the health services? Anyone? Youth services.
My name is Katie. I'm gonna present for Kayla. She's in the Christmas programming over there at me. So, just to kind of show you guys, show you some, November pictures that we took for the kids' night. So for the first, second Tuesday of the month, they were able to work on a wreath. So the kids had fun. We gave them the supplies and they were able to build one out of like the paper, the stickers and pretty much the paper and show their creativity with the supplies that we gave them. So that's some of the pictures. And then we also did give them, we did also do kids night, the third kids night of the month for November, and it was finger painting. So for that one, we did give them supplies, we gave them paint, and we have them have their fun and get messy. A lot of parents they were worried about their clothes, but they were water based, so. So have fun with their finger painting. And then we did have this Dollars and Cents, which is an organization that comes and talks and teaches financial to kids. So they do that here at Southmost. And then we do have the Stories and Snacks, which that's something that we started a couple months ago. So to kind of entice kids. So we have been getting an increase on and then, so we did have the level up Christmas last week for Southmost. So the props were made in-house. We used the 3D printers to create the decorations. And we used the Glowforge, the poster printers and more. And then we are gonna, since we do have one this week for Maine, we're gonna include the stats and then event photos coming in January. And then for January, we have the same thing, taller play date, every first Friday of the month. Kids night, we have the DIY paperback journal, and then the bad art. And then of course, like I mentioned earlier, the Dollars and Cents, where your child will learn about money management and financial literacy. So that's all.
Any question? Anyone? Thank you for that, Rita. Team services.
That was my turn, sorry. Sarina Garcia, I'm the teen librarian here at Southmost. And those were the events that we have in November. We have the first one was Teen Night Writing Edition. We collaborate with UTRGV Creative Writing Department. So we have a professor, Bill Hathaway, that he made a workshop about creative writing for our teens, and also we have a special author, Alan Bellis, to spoke to the teens. That was really nice. Here they did a blackout poetry exercise, and were amazing. They were so creative. I was like in shock when I heard what they were able to create. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I really enjoyed that activity, and they enjoy it as well. And then we have our teen anime club that we have like a anime movie, and they were able to be creative and paint some like anime stuff related, and that was the art of one of our teens that she normally came to the events. And they taste some Japanese snacks that they love it. And the teen advisory, we spoke to them. They were able to do some diamond painting keychain, and I spoke to them about the library service, what they want. So yeah. And coming soon for December, we're gonna have our teen night. We're just gonna like have a fun activity for them. We're gonna have some giveaways, some snacks, and just like a time to get together and be relaxed with them.
Any questions? Anyone? on teen services.
Just a suggestion, I don't know if, for like April programming, if, since it's like a National Poetry Month, maybe, you know, that covered that blackout poetry, maybe they would like to participate in.
In an event or something.
Like, I'm on the sponsor the gifts, but.
So,
But that.
Because also UTRGV, they want to collaborate with us, maybe for like a month of workshops, you know, something more steady for the teams. So I'm, you know, maintain the communication up with them to see in the future, we can have like a month or something, like several workshop. It's a one-time thing. But thank you for the suggestion.
Anyone else? Thank you for that report. Makerspace, this.
Hey guys, so I'll be presenting for Makerspace today.
Are they talking from?
For the November events, we had 3 events during the month of November. We had our cutting boards that we used our large laser engraver on. And what we did was we did monograms with their names. Southmost had 63 people, Maine had 59 people in attendance. We also had the Exploration Theater. That one only happened at Southmost due to some scheduling issues. But we had 11 people in attendance there. And then we also had our Mario Maker VR night. That one, Southmost had 9 people in attendance and Maine had 28 people in attendance. Besides us being busy, our also been busy. These are some patron projects that they've had. The top left is one of our patrons has his own customization business. Yes, thank you. A customization business. So this is a piece that was requested by one of his customers, and his laser engraver went down, so he came in and used ours. And he was real grateful that we had the device available to him. So he made that using our large laser engraver that we have on the floor. The one on the right side, we have a patron that her church is hosting an event for Christmas. And she made 125 of those boards that you see there. There's some decorative cutting boards for her to hang on her wall. She came in 3 days to work on her event. Took her pretty much a full shift each of those days to get them done. But she was able to get them done on time for the event that she's going to be having at her church. The Mindy's Quinceañera, that one was a fun event. We did that one with the glow forge, but the trick for that one was we had to put a layer of mustard in order for the mustard to activate with the laser and etch into the metal. So that one was fun because I was able to do a little bit of research to see how we could get that going, and we were able to successfully get her name engraved onto her serving pala. We also did the knife because it's a knife and a serving set. So we engraved her name and the date on both of those items for her. And then the bottom left is a project that one of our patrons came in. Her kid needed to do a shirt for their school. So she brought in all the different colors of heat transfer vinyl and then stacked them on top of each other. And then she was going to take it home to heat press because she forgot to bring the shirt. She brought everything except for the shirt. But yeah, so we've been busy. Our patrons have been busy, and we've been also helping, as previously mentioned by Children's Department, we've been helping and collaborating with them to decorate for Christmas. So our life-size Pokemon I made them, I put them together, 3D printed, and then Gwen, one of our full-time staff, was the one that went through and painted them with an airbrush and spray paint. The pieces for the Mario set, those were all painted, 3D printed in the colors that they are. And we've been providing support. Basically, this whole month of December is the role that we've been taking, just the support role and helping them out in whatever they need for the set or for the different events that they'll be having. Yeah, last week and they'll be having this week. That's it.
Thank you. Questions, anyone?
It's like no going back.
Hello? Hello?
Without his machine.
Hello, hello?
Yes,
Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Hi, this is Chris. Just real quick on Makerspace, I just wanted to thank, Anthony Chavarria, for, my son is a sophomore veteran. And as a extra credit project, the European history teacher has them, if they design a t-shirt and wear it on t-shirt days, it has to do with some kind of aspect of European history. And so, anyway, I never used any of these machines, and I just want to appreciate Anthony. We came with a design, and Anthony Chavarria showed us how to use the t-shirt press, and so we made a cool t-shirt. He gets extra credit for it in his AP history class, so thank you.
Sounds good. I'll give them your shout out for you and I'll let them know that you're very thankful for the assistant.
Yes, thank you.
Anyone else, any other comment? Thank you for that report. Outreach.
It's Courtney Taylor. I'm the library services coordinator. And this day we're going to have our division, instead of going in order with our outreaches, we're going to go with our standards and some of the fun events that we got to do. So the first one that I'd like to highlight is the second annual Veterans Festival. They had this last year in Harlingen, and they worked to collaborate with us here in Brownsville at the event center. This did allow us to get a couple of connections that we were able to use for the Fall into Giving event that happened at next week. Miss Josie, Jose, and Myra worked with this, and we were able to speak to 65 veterans. Next page. A lot of these are our classic standard outreaches. Some of the featured comments they gave for us were definitely everybody being excited about Pictures with Santa and our gaming themes, as well as continuing our Notary Public. Slide. We continue to kind of use Santa as a plunge into connecting with our patronage. Miss Dulce and Miss Kayla were able to go to the Kinder Fun Daycare to do a story time. As you can see, all the little kids were definitely enjoying Mrs. Dulce's story time. They had a small classroom of 11 students, but we were able to kind of have a better connection with these students by doing this type of story time. And then we went to Washington Park tree lighting. This was one of the bigger Christmas events. We did do this one last year. This year, we were able to see 925 patrons there. We gave out special edition golden bags, and we were able to show different people our 3D printers and get them kind of jazzed up for not just that, but using the 3D makerspace area to be able to kind of work on veteran shirts as well for the upcoming game. So we told them if they weren't able to get it to the school, they could customize here at the library. Next slide, please. We finished Santa with BCHC Welcome Back Migrant Health Fair. This is the third time that we have been to this event. Miss Melinda and Miss Jeanette were able to help us with that. Almost 50 people. This is a little less than last year, but that has to do with change in our migrant population. And then as for our inreach that happened, we did the Fall into Giving table here at Southmost, which they saw 72 patrons. Overall, our total for this fiscal year is 9,704 people, which was 10 times the amount we had last year. And then in 2021, it's when we barely started in December. So we're definitely growing as we're outreaching. Does anybody have any questions, comments, suggestions?
I mean, you're probably gonna know what I'm about to say, but we strategically created a position. We had the perfect person for the because we could not rely that the library that we're opening again, coming in. And it's very important. It is, you can see that many libraries have failed to come back to normal standards, and we are back to normal standards. In fact, I think we're better. with more quality. Because we're out there, we cannot trust that people know what we have to offer. And even after this, there's a lot of things that people are not aware of what we have. So we are not gonna stop. We're gonna reinvent ourselves. We have to go other places and even go back to where we're starting. Because we need to constantly be reminding them, here we are, this is what we have to offer besides the foundation. And so this is one of the strongest, I'm very strong on this about outreach, because in the past, we quite frankly, we sucked at, and we depended on our own history, that, oh, we're good. But there's nothing like being out there. We went to the mountain, we couldn't expect the mountain to come back to us, and we're gonna continue. So it's obvious that this helps, this works. And not only that, but if you notice, she mentioned staff, this is a total ownership. This is not only one person going, this is ownership. We're all involved with this. We're titles go out the way. You saw Miss Josie going there, she's a branch manager. We all go, and I'll be honest with you, I was supposed to go, but something happened that I couldn't go. We're all out there. I sometimes go impromptu, but we're all out there. This is not just one person, this is the whole team investment. And so
You can see it with the programming
Yeah.
combination of the adult services, bringing in them people and, the outreach, it's just all together that makes that big difference.
yeah, but it was perfectly done that way. It's not, let's create a position of how can we do that? And that's a constant struggle. What else can we do? What else can we do? And do not be afraid to fail. If we do a program and it doesn't work out, okay, we learn. Next. So, but thank you for your support. So that's very important that you understand that everything that we do is strategic in how we do it. Are we perfect? No, we make mistakes, we get discouraged, but it's not for lack of effort.
Courtney, I have a question. As far as outreach, is there some particular go-to library website that you use as news? It gives you ideas.
Not really a specific website as far as other libraries. It's been what the community has offered us and suggested and going to what we see as cornerstones of our community. The other helpful things are like going to TLA and advocating with our other librarians within the RGB to kind of see what's worked for them, what could work better for us, as well as speaking on those type of engagements so that they're able to see what we've been able to do. Because the fact of the matter is every library is doing programming, everyone's doing excellent work. They just need to work on boasting about themselves a little bit more and realizing how wonderful they're already being so that we can get the word out to them.
So how often do you let them out as far as classes?
For the conferences, usually, Courtney goes, I went, Brenda go, we offer hotel, eventually he's gonna go. We eventually, all libraries will be going, some libraries have gone. They're not here yet, Kayla has gone, I think Katie has gone, Lázaro has gone to an event, and for her own area, so. We do not, we offer the opportunity. In the past, we didn't go, so we can't do it all at once.
Right.
We're very limited in our budget, but we do have PPLS as an extra funding, common kind of library system, so we do offer that to go. But all of them have to do continuing education training and women. We tend to know everything, so we try to learn always. Sorry for my.
Thank you.
Anything else on outreach? Questions? Comment? Thank you. Friends of the library.
I'm Bobby. We have been trying to be, well, our hours at main branch are mostly identical to the library. Southmost not so much, but when we do have events going on, we are trying to be open. The whole week of the Feast of Giving, we were open and it did help. We did see some traffic, not a whole lot, but we did see some, which was an improvement. So we're trying to match up on the calendar, at least for now, until January, when we're able to set up a more definitive schedule for the Friends of the Library here at South.
And if you recall, we did sign a MOU where we can use our staff to staff the Southwest Library. That was approved and looking forward to work. with
To
that.
starting that in Jan.
Obviously, we would love, there would be volunteers and the Friends have lowered the standards, if you will, for the.
We made it easier to volunteer. Not as stringent as it was before. I have a mother that comes in on Monday mornings and she brings her children, she homeschools, she's there. So, and she comes all the way from Michigan to volunteer for 3 of them. We've been slowly getting more volunteers, central more so than southeast, but we are encouraging people to try to do both.
Yeah, and off the record, nothing about the record, but we even came out and the room, in the blog, in a positive way, that the Friend was open and the cafe was empty. Yeah, the blog in a positive way.
That, I was gonna say that page can go,
Huh?
that page can go.
I know, I can tell you what, it just gave you a positive. Very rare.
Trying to be open more, as we see events, we see more traffic, so it's worth making sure that we are.
Not that I saw the blog. I was so.
Good readings around there. Readings around there.
Yeah, joke about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Friends of the Library? Comments? Before we adjourn, I just want to say thank you to all of you, to everyone on the staff for the wonderful work that you do day in and day out. I know that there are times when it's challenging, but all of you have stayed with it and you've done an excellent and wonderful job. So thank you for that, to all of you, to all of your staff.
We'll let them know, and again, each and every one of them, this is a team effort, and then the new motto, if you will, or theme is one city and we're one team. We're all in this together, we're all here invested. Provide the best service we can, that we can. Thank you, the support from your friends
Katie, what was
and from the library board. We are 13 or 11. Right? 11, but we have 1 vacancy. And in that including branch managers and myself. But we have 1 vacancy. We have interviewed 1 or 2, and they have at the last minute they declined. But we actually go through the process of interviews. We had a very good candidate from far, and last minute they would for her. She was more used to the traditional library. She got scared of us, who thinks we did. Here's hoping, we never lose hope. We want to promote from within, to be honest with you, but we just have some staff that are not really taking the time to get.
Not ready.
We've had history of hiring while they're still going to school with the condition they stay, but hopefully some of our staff who have bachelor degrees can go for the masters.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede.
Sí se puede.
Que te quiera otra cosa.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, if there's nothing else to discuss, then we need a motion to adjourn.
I will motion to adjourn. In a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.